In the last video, the only thing I really showed was this iron farm, which is originally Avamance's design. It's quite wonderful. I'm going to link it again in the video description of this video. Because it is that fantastic. But that isn't actually all we've done in the server. You can see up in the corner there, there's 340 days. Now that's not the number of days that I've been on the server. That's the number of days in Minecraft days, obviously, that the server's been open. But still, a long time. And I've got 58 hours on the server so far. So almost like, I don't know what that is, 2.5 days or something. And it's only been open for 3 days. So I've been on the server quite a lot. But to be fair, that's mostly AFK time. Now, what have we actually done? So we've done quite a lot. You can see I've got a whole bunch of diamond tools down here. I actually have all diamond gear and an elytra. Not everything is fully enchanted yet, but it's coming along pretty well. And so I've done quite a lot of end raiding, and we've been in the nether, and we've got a full enchanting setup there, and we've got the iron farm that I built last episode, and this Allay powered experience farm, which is wonderful. This one's actually by Silent Whisper, because even though I can't design a farm, I can follow a tutorial. But that's not everything either. We've actually done a little bit of building, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. But first, I'm gonna die of hunger because I have no food. So I'm gonna fix that problem first, and then I'll give you some give you a quick little tour. All right, now that we've got our food sorted with, just under a half a stack of bread, which is fine for now. That's one thing we don't have figured out over here yet is food, but we'll get it done. I am standing outside U-Store, self-storage company, and I think this building looks absolutely fantastic. I really, really love it. And this is going to be kind of the aesthetic that we're building in this year, or this season. If you've been around for any amount of time, you'll know that each season I try to kind of build in. Thank you, Barnes. Whoops, caps. Thank you, Barnes. Yes, please. In sort of a different aesthetic, and this season it's going to be this like cyberpunky sort of post-apocalyptic feel with maybe some like some steampunk, aspects built into it. I think it's going to be really awesome. And Barnes right there, there he goes, is going to be over here building with me. So I'm super looking forward to that. I think we're going to build some really cool stuff. This one is actually our storage system. I say system. It's our storage system. Fully manual. It's very impressive. And stuff is just sort of like separated out into different sections. And I really like this kind of storage design because it's not so boring. I think the big redstone sorting machines are really boring, where it just looks really cool. Got a spare silk touch poke. Oh, spare? No. But we can likely get you one. Yeah, this way it just looks really good. Can you borrow mine? Yeah, sure. It's the best pick I got, sir. Take care of it. So we've got, again, here the sun goes down. Look at this place in the dark. It looks fantastic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, that is looking super fancy. I gotta put shaders on or RTX on to see how it looks then, but I think right now it really, really, really pops. So this is the aesthetic that we're gonna be building in this season, and yeah, I've got some really great plans, and I'm gonna walk you through some of that stuff. Right. So if you've played the game Cyberpunk 2077, you'll have an idea of what I'm going to do. So this storage building here is going to be in what we're going to call the outskirts, or what I'm going to call the outskirts. So this is going to be kind of like outside the city limits, and we're going to do like a little sort of town out here. I'm going to build like a motel around the back of the storage here, and we'll have a road going right up through the middle of the city with some skyscrapers, and it's going to be just a fantastic perspective from all the way back here. Maybe we'll do like a storm channel going down the center of the city, and an industrial area out back there. Oh, we've got some plans. We have some plans, and it's going to be fantastic. Barnes right now is on his way. Actually, what are you doing? I don't know what he's doing. we've got some of that. This is interesting to watch right here. See the monster in his natural habitat. Oh, he's very qualified at bone meal. Why did he's in it? He's in the sugarcane. It looks like he's wearing sugarcane pants. Anyway, that's what Barnes was talking about. He's going to grab some stone. I'm going to go grab some stone as well so that I can lay out some roads here and get a feel for where we're going to construct our buildings. So that's going to be the step, the plan now. And rather than putting it off at all, I think that we're just going to jump right into it. All right, we got a bunch of stone and kind of laid out some of these roads where they'll go. Not a ton. I didn't want to make it like required, hey, this road has to be here, because that's not the case. These are just kind of starting points of where the roads could go. We've got a trial chamber over there. We've got a raid farm over there, which is pretty cool. So this road might go to both of those, or this one might go to the trial chamber with a bridge over the river here, something along those lines. I don't know. It's all kind of up in the air right now still. But while we were out collecting stone and clearing out this mountain here, or the mountain that was there, Barnes came over and he built this, oops, I fell, this wonderful diner. And we're going to go take a look at it real quick, because I think this is fantastic. Look at that sign. I love this sign so much. It looks amazing. And on the inside, it looks just as good. We've got some high top stools up against the counter and some tables if maybe a family wants to come in here. I don't know who the family is, but maybe, you know, you never know. Maybe there's a family. Up here, we've got kind of the area for, you know, you could sit at the counter. The bar. It's not a bar, it's a diner, right? Diners don't have bars. And order your breakfast, maybe a coffee, some steak and eggs for sure. And then we've got the kitchen out back, and of course there's a milkshake machine, as there should be in every diner. So this place came out really absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get more of these builds popping up all over this area. Now, this area here that we're kind of working in right now, this is going to be kind of the outskirts of town, and this roadway here is really going to be the main road that goes all the way into the city. I'm going to call it Pulse City. I think that's kind of a cool, like, cyberpunky sort of city name. And, you know, I'm picturing, like, at the end of the road, skyscrapers up over here. We'll probably tear down this mountain so that most of the area is at least fairly flat. Maybe not entirely, obviously. We want some terrain height differences and stuff like that, but I think that would be really cool. And then we'll have our industrial area over there where the iron farm is now. So tons and tons of potential out here. We'll probably end up transforming this whole desert by the end of the season. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm pretty excited about it. For now, what the rest of this episode is, I suppose, is going to be building our motel. This is going to be kind of our starter base, if you can call that. I've got 93 hours on the server so far, but I don't really have a place to live otherwise, so we're going to live in this motel. And to start with, I think I'm just going to put down the foundation and make sure I can get it in the right place, because I want it sort of back far enough from the storage area where you could get like cars in here, right? So there's going to be a little bit of parking right here between the storage area and the motel itself. And it might wrap right around sort of up against this road around the side of the storage unit. I think that'll be kind of cool. So I'm going to lay down a foundation and we'll get this thing started. All right, I know what you're thinking. It's just a giant stone box. This is terrible. What have you built? Don't worry. Trust the process. I gotta figure out where my buttons are. This is gonna look fantastic, and you are gonna love it. I promise. Right now, it is really just the shape of it, just the foundation of the canvas that we're painting. Right. This is just gonna be absolutely beautiful, cyberpunky sort of rundown motel out here in the middle of the desert, and I'm pretty excited to show you. But I have a problem because one of the blocks that I foolishly decided to use to build this is beehives, and I need 432 of them. So I have no idea how I'm going to get 432 beehives. That's generally not a thing that you build out of, but I think it looks pretty good for where I'm going to use it, and hopefully you think so too. So I think that's going to be my next step before I really get into building this any further, trying to find myself stacks on stacks of beehives. So I'm going to go do that, and I will be back in, days, weeks, I don't know, a very long time, I imagine. And, I'll update you then. All right. It's a new day in the real world. I spent, oh God, I don't know, right around 8 hours collecting bees' nests. And I didn't quite get 432. I got around, I don't know, 80 or so. So that might be something we continue at a later time, or maybe change the design, because this is really terrible to collect. But that's okay. This morning, it's around 5 o'clock, and I just got some coffee, so I think it's time to get building. And we're going to start with, I think, texturing the outside of this a little bit so that we can get a better idea of what it's actually going to look like. Oh, the server's restarting in 5 minutes. So maybe the texturing will wait until we get back. I'm going to use a similar gradient, I think, as what I've got on the side here. So that is just cobbled deep slate, tough, and andesite into the stone. And then mixing in some andesite on the bottom, just a little bit to give it a little bit of texture. I think that's what we're going to go with on the motel as well. But we're going to do it in kind of like 2 steps. And that should create sort of the impression that there's a ledge right here, and we'll have the roof line as well. So what we'll do is kind of randomize this a little bit to make it look like there's like streaks of dirt coming down. So we'll start with the cobbled deep slate just like that, and then we'll throw in deep slate in those spots. And I want to make sure that I'm placing the deep slate on a block on the back so that we get this texture and not that texture. I think that is better. Maybe that one is better in this one. Let's experiment. Let's play with this for a minute. I feel like I need scaffolding for this. Okay. Let's try it with this. I think that might be too similar to the cobbled deep slate. Yep. I think that's too similar. So what we're going to do is place it on the block in the back, and we'll get that lighter texture instead. So we'll do this here. Except that, oh my goodness, what is even happening? Except that I did not do it just then. There we go. What? Okay, I'm really struggling right now. Hold on. It's early in the morning. This is entirely not my fault. There we go. Yep, I think that's going to be better. And I'm a little bit limited on tough. I think everybody's using tough, which is just fine. So I might have to go get more of this, but same sort of situation here. We're just going to keep moving over and adding these blocks right down the gradient. And you see I've got them staggered. I don't want them all the same level. That will make it very monotonous to look at. And that is not what we're looking for here. So the last layer here is just going to be andesite. And we'll drop that in right at the bottom of these streaks for a very nice looking bit of a gradient there. And that kind of creates the illusion that there's a ledge right there. And now we can do the same thing on this top level here and get a similar appearance. Where's my scaffolding? But to place the deep slate like that, the first thing that I have to do is actually layer some blocks up on the back here. So we're going to do that first. Just like that. And then create a new pattern because I don't want to reuse that one right above it. Again, it will just look monotonous. So in this one, I think instead we're just going to do the center kind of dipping down like that. And the highest on the sides. And you'll see what I mean in just a second here. Now we've got that kind of appearance where it just looks like there's a bit of a ledge right there, and it carries down onto this one here, even with sort of that second floor walkway. And yeah, we'll carry that right across. All right, now I think you can get kind of a better idea of what we're going for here. And I haven't done this part over here, so ignore that for now. Still in the decision-making process over there, but it's fine. For the most part, I think this looks pretty good. I think it looks like there's like dirt streaks coming off the roof and this ledge, this imaginary ledge that we've created here at the second level. And the building looks really dingy, right? Like it hasn't been cleaned maybe ever. Definitely not for a very long time. So I think that looks cool. I think that we'll add some detail on here at some point. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. I think it's going to look pretty awesome when we're done here. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. All right, the next step I'm going to add is the roof to finalize the top, sort of the roof line of this building. And we have to take care of these spots here as well, because I want the same effect on here. But that's a little bit different because it's one block deep, so it's not something that you can really put a gradient on. But what I can do is alternate these blocks like cobbled deep slate, and maybe one or two tuff in those layers to give it the impression that, yes, there's grime there as well. All right, I may have gotten a bit ahead of myself here. Just did an absolute ton more work without really recording it. So let me take you through some of this here. So first of all, we've got kind of the parking lot started. This is just stone at the moment. We're going to add a ton of texture down here. Don't worry, it's not going to just stay like this. We've got some parking spaces in here that look okay, I suppose. I've got to build a car and see if they actually fit one of the cars that I've designed. We'll see about that. I added some lighting here around the parking lot on the motel, and I think that looks pretty good. I kind of like that design. The only issue is that on this side, I had to switch it around because the lever sticks out that way, and I can't flick the lever because if I do, it'll break the lever. So that's a whole thing. But I think it looks okay otherwise. Nope, not that way. Hold on. Wait. I guess I could just flick the lever. Perfect. This way. Perfect. Haha. Fixed. In here, we've added some like pipes. Maybe this is like ventilation pipes to each of the rooms for the motel, as well as some lighting on the inside as well, just to keep this walkway nice and lit. We don't want any mobs spawning or any nonsense happening in here. And of course, the floor in here is not textured either, but it will be. For the walls, I've kind of gone with this jungle stripped wood and jungle oak planks by the doors, or rather around the doors, and then sandstone and smooth sandstone around the windows to add a little bit of variation here. And I think that kind of switching back and forth, I think it looks okay. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments, but I think it looks okay. And then upstairs, it's a little bit more of the same here. We've got this nice railing, which I think looks pretty good from the outside, but on the inside you can see that the bookcase there. Maybe I'll do something about that. I'm not really sure. But there's like a ton left that we need to do with this place. Number one, I haven't used these beehives for the interiors yet. I haven't done any interiors at all. It's just still an empty build at the moment, and I'm not sure why this is here, but it's gone now. So that's something that I'm probably going to end up working on off camera, and I'll kind of come through and show you. Oh, this is a big space. I can fly through this whole space, so it's pretty large, and it may be 1 or 2 episodes before it's entirely done, but that's okay. Barnster added some graffiti on the outside of the motel here. I'll show you that in a minute. So lots to be done on the inside, obviously, and still a ton more that I've got to do on the outside, between like texturing the walkways and parking lots, adding a whole bunch of details up on top of the office, which is going to be this section right here. I think I'm going to add like a barbecue and maybe some chairs and something to add some detail right on this roof part. Like people on the second floor come out here to you know, cook their steaks on the grill kind of thing. I think that'll be kind of a cool addition. And we want to add some like machinery on the roof. Right now it's just stone, but I want to add some machinery and some more like ventilation pipes and maybe some antennas up here as well. I think will be good. And then around the back of the motel, where we've got a little bit of space back here, I think I'm gonna put a pool back here. I think, you know, every crappy backwards motel has a crappy backwards motel pool. And so that's what we're going to try to replicate back here. And I think that I can make it look pretty good. And yeah, after that, I think this build will be pretty much finalized. But for now, that is really all I've got time for in this episode. I think this is spanned, I think when it started, it was day like 340 or something. And now it's day 1078. So it has been a full week-long process putting this together, mining the materials. Of course, we're still super early in the season. It's only been, the server's only been open for like a week or so. So getting this much materials and whatnot has been, it's been a little bit of a struggle. It's been some work, but that is okay. There is Barnes graffiti on the outside. I told him he should do more on this. Right now, the whole back is, it's just kind of, you know, just stone. That'll change as well. Oh, we also started work on this road that I think is looking pretty cool. So we're going to texture it like this and add some like dead bushes and some grass and stuff. So it's like very clearly not used all that often. Yeah. We're barely into this, and I am absolutely, completely loving it. So let me know what you think of this sort of build style in the comments below. Let me know if you have any ideas for any builds that we can throw up as well, whether or not it's out here in the outskirts or into Pulse City later on. I think that Barnes and I have some work to do out here. We've got some plans for this stuff out here. So you'll see some of that in the next episode, I am sure. And until then, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this, and I really hope you enjoy this build style. I'm going to have a ton of fun. I've got a ton of plans, and I hope you like it, and definitely stick around. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.